So as we look at the different scenarios, how do we differentiate those? How do we begin to individualize those?
Well, the scenarios all have the underlying uncertainties with them that end up with values that are related to the future that we've created. But one of the ways that you end up kind of encapsulating that is coming up with what I call a big idea, right? So it's the kind of shorthand for, it's a little bit longer than the name, but it's a shorthand for what that environment means. So at Microsoft, I did the future of work scenarios, and we had a scenario called Proud Tower. And in Proud Tower, it was the I live to work and I work to live. In Freelance Planet, it was this is the world that the millennial generation is taking us kicking and screaming into. So as soon as you say that, you start hearing things like networked, young people, just-in-time learning. That starts to evoke certain ideas versus the live to work and work to live. You're thinking about, I'm tired, this company has put me to work and I do what they tell me to do. And so you get a very real sense of what that scenario means without having all the detail. Because sometimes you're going to be doing scenarios where you're working with people who were not intimately involved in the process. You may be using them as you're onboarding people, and they may not have had the time to read the background material and really ingest the scenarios themselves. And so these shorthand big ideas help them get into the scenario, and it also helps people who were involved remember what they are. So there's a little bit of a ritual sense of giving you a way of remembering through shorthand what the values are. But you also, with the big ideas, you want to make sure as you're testing the scenarios that each one has one. If it doesn't have one, you've probably got a bad scenario set. So that's another kind of evaluation criteria, that if you can't get to the point that you feel like your scenario has a big idea behind it, then you may want to re-look at the ones that you discarded earlier and see if there's a better set. Right? And so there is a little bit of an iterative process through some of this, but at the end of the day, the set that you select is all going to have a big idea associated with it, and everybody that's involved should be able to very easily and quickly articulate that.